Something happened in a courtroom in Kaduna today that many Nigerians have been waiting weeks to hear. A former governor walked into that courtroom not knowing for certain whether he would walk out as a free man. Today, the Federal High Court gave its answer. The Federal High Court has granted bail to former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai. But to understand what that really means, we need to go back a little. Since returning to Nigeria from Cairo on February 12, 2026, El-Rufai has remained entangled in legal proceedings. He was initially held by the EFCC before being transferred to the ICPC, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, who brought this case. So what exactly is El-Rufai accused of? The former governor faces charges involving alleged corruption and money laundering, totaling over 579 million naira and 1.1 million US dollars, abuse of office, conferring undue advantages, and fraudulent intent in the management of state resources. These are serious allegations, but it must be said clearly, these are allegations. El-Rufai has pleaded not guilty. He has not been convicted of anything. El-Rufai was docked on 9 amended charges alleging violations of multiple laws, including the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000, the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Related Offences Act 2006, the Kaduna State Penal Code 2017, and the Kaduna State Public Procurement Law 2017. He pleaded not guilty to all counts. He did not stand alone at first. The ICPC requested that co-defendant Amadou Sule be removed from the arraignment, and the judge granted that plea. That left only El-Rufai before the court. His legal team also raised something important. They revealed that the prosecution amended the charges on the very morning of the trial, catching the defense off guard. The charges were given to us this morning, and that was the reason we could not proceed to hearing, his counsel stated. The court acknowledged this and moved the bail ruling to today, April 14, 2026. If you are finding this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. So what was the argument over bail? Lead counsel Iyamu Oyewole argued that bail is a constitutional right and that their client has strong ties within the country, making him unlikely to abscond. The defense said simply, "This man has roots here. He is not going to run. Let him go home under conditions the court decides." The prosecution urged the court to deny bail, citing concerns that El-Rufai could influence witnesses or obstruct ongoing investigations if released. This is a concern Nigerian courts take seriously in high-profile matters. A man of El-Rufai's connections and influence, if freed, might find ways to interfere with the case against him. That was the prosecution's argument. The judge listened to both sides, and today, the court granted bail. The specific conditions of that bail were still emerging as of this broadcast, and we will bring you those details as soon as they are confirmed. What we know for certain is that the court made its decision today, April 14, 2026, as scheduled before Justice Rilwan M. Aikawa. Now, and this is important, being granted bail does not mean the case is over. It does not mean El-Rufai has been cleared. Bail simply means the former governor will not remain in custody while awaiting the full hearing of his case. The trial will continue. Evidence will be presented. Both sides will have their say. That process has only just begun. If you have followed this case from the beginning, since El-Rufai's initial detention in February, you know how much has happened in a short time. Arrests, transfers, between agencies, amended charges, multiple court appearances, and the full trial has not even begun. That alone tells you how complex and significant this case is. Subscribe to this channel to follow every development as it happens. In Nigeria, the justice system is put to its greatest test when powerful people stand before it. What happens in cases like this shapes how ordinary Nigerians think about fairness, accountability, and the rule of law. El-Rufai has been granted bail. He has not been convicted. He has not been cleared. The court process will now determine what the truth is. That process, slow, detailed, sometimes frustrating, is how a society decides who is accountable and who is not. It deserves our attention, it deserves our patience, and above all, It deserves our demand that it be conducted with integrity, regardless of who is standing in that courtroom.